Is this recording? Yes, it is. Okay then. Hello, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, as you can tell by my voice, I'm extremely tired because I've been searching for a Bastion Remnant for 3 hours to find a netherite upgrade smithing template, and I got it, finally, but I had to go through loads of incidents. I had to go through loads of stuff that just happened that weren't supposed to happen. So let me tell you what happened exactly, one by one. I got into the Nether looking for a Bastion Remnant. Of course, I found one the first time I got here on this channel, and that one didn't have the smithing template, so it was a waste of time. Obviously, that one was just off the books. It was off the list. So I had to track down another one. I tried tracking down another one. I find one. I go in there. I have my shulker box ready. I find the smithing template. I place it down in my shulker box. And then I break the shulker box to pick it up, and then I go home. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, we're safe. Anyhow, as I was saying, I pick up the shulker box and I head home. I go through the portal, only to realize I didn't actually pick up the shulker box. So I return all the way back to the same Bastion Remnant, which was, I don't know, around about 2,000 blocks away or something. So it takes me a while to get there. I go there, I search everywhere, I don't find the shulker box, I don't know what happened, I think it was glitched or something, because that kind of stuff happens all the time on Bedrock. However, I didn't find it anyhow, so I thought, whoa, chill. What the? I can't stop the lava. Okay, we're safe again. So, yeah, basically I went back to get the shulker box and didn't find it anywhere. I thought it was, I don't know, glitched or something, because I'm pretty sure I picked it up. I heard the pickup sound, but I don't know what happened, so I can't really make comments on it. So then I set out to find another one, because there was only one of those smithing templates in that bastion. So I set out to find another one. I travel another 5,000 blocks. I find a different one. Guess what happens there? I died, basically, so I get myself some tools. Of course, I threw them away now because my inventory was full, and you know, I got my own stuff back, so you know, it wasn't really anything serious. But I made myself a set of iron armor. I made myself an iron sword. I got some blocks. Got back into the fight. Traveled, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 blocks to find that same Bastion Remnant that I died in. Of course, I get my stuff back, and only to realize that specific Bastion Remnant didn't have the netherite smithing template. So I had to find another one. So I go wandering again, and as you can tell, I'm low on fireworks right now because I've been going at this hot and heavy. I've been tracking down bastions for 3 hours at this point. The last one that I found, it had the netherite smithing template upgrade, and I had my stuff. I was smart about it. I took a long time to actually get into the section where the template is originally located in. So I was very careful, and that one actually took the longest to complete. I got the template. Now I'm heading home. Now, of course, I'm kind of a bit away from the portal, but we'll soon be there. However, you would not believe the amount of things that happened to me at this day and age. I was about to lose my mind at that point, because especially at the point where I died and I had to go back and get my stuff, because you know, the stuff isn't really perfect by any means, but it's decent stuff. You know, I wouldn't want to lose these things. And once I figured out that I died and I was about to lose them, I was just going mental at that point. Alright, so I'm almost back at the portal, and I'm extremely thankful because I had just the right amount of fireworks. I need one more right here, and there's the portal. It's crazy because now I have so many things to manage. There's the elytra wings, how much durability they have, there's my armor, there's my tools, there's the fireworks, there's so many other things that I have to manage. And I think as you get stronger, as you get more items, the responsibility is going to grow. But I like that responsibility. It's like being rich in real life. Now, obviously, the richer person has more to worry about. I'm not saying poor people don't have much to worry about. I'm just saying, you know, rich people, they have bigger responsibilities because they have more money. And oh yeah, let me show you some changes I made around the house. So you might notice this place is completely empty because I also changed the map, but this place is empty. I removed all the job site blocks for one reason, and I'll tell you why in a second. But before that, I wanted to show you this. So I made some changes to the bedroom. I have a little bit of an aquarium above my head. Now, of course, it's devoid of fish right now, but we'll get those. I also made this katana stand. I found a cool design for it on Pinterest, and I thought, you know what, this would look great in my room. And I do admire katanas, so I thought it would make a nice addition. I also got the candles and so on. It looks nice, it really does. But the star of the show, the pain in my bones, Mr. Hooligan here, took me a while. I needed a villager to get mending books. So I thought, you know what, let's get a librarian to get the trade of the mending book from. The rest of the enchantments I can get from my enchantment table. So I go to the village, grab this guy by the nose, pull him all the way over here, place down a lectern, but he doesn't want to work with a lectern. Why? Because I have job site blocks in my house. And for those who don't know, that includes stone cutters, smithing tables, and stuff like that, so, you know, they start to recognize those blocks as jobs they could do, and that's why they didn't recognize the lectern. So I go in there and remove all those blocks, and here comes the stupidly annoying part. I had to break and place the same lectern block 1,000 times before I finally got the mending trade. I thought to myself, we're good, we got the enchantment, right? Boy, was I wrong, because I go back a while later, he changed his trade. Why the hell do these guys do that? I don't know. But I know that I have to break and place the same lectern block again for another 1,000 times just to get that trade. What I didn't know is you have to do at least one trade for their trades to be locked and not change them, essentially. But that's new information I acquired over a very painful, I don't know, a course of hour and a half just placing down, breaking lectern blocks and then placing them back down again. Super painful. I would rather flatten mountains but not have to do that anymore, but one last time I have to do it. Again with the horses, man. I mean, this one is pale. It kind of looks cool, not gonna lie, I like it, but you would have been useful when I didn't have the elytra wings. And now you're just here camping by my doorstep for me to, you know, tame you guys and whatnot, but I guess I'll adopt him. Why not? Because this guy is he looks cute. You know, he's clearly trying. So why not? I'm gonna give him a name tag. I'm gonna leash him, and later on, if we get a saddle, then I might ride him eventually. Who knows? Gentlemen and ladies, I think I have the perfect name for the horse. Sonata. I don't know. It kind of rings nicely in the ear, and I think it fits. I think it clearly fits. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, I really was procrastinating because the act of removing and placing a lectern block 1,000 times really isn't fun. I absolutely don't want to do it, but I think it's best to get it done as fast as I can and be done with it completely. And so I proceeded to remove the lectern block and place it back down again, north of 500 times. I kid you not. This is sped up. This is sped up footage. However, this was one of the most annoying tasks in this game, period. I said it before, I would rather flatten mountains, entire mountains, but not have to do this again. I had extra holes for extra villagers, and I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I'll get one for efficiency, maybe I'll get one for protection, and so on and so forth. I absolutely do not need to do that. One is enough. One was enough of a pain to deal with. I don't need more. Finally! Finally! I've been doing that for an hour! An hour! I kid you not. God, this feels so good. This feels so rewarding. I just feel like... I feel like killing the Ender Dragon all over again, because that was, first of all, easier to do. And secondly, this was as rewarding as killing the dragon, even though it wasn't even close to that.
Kind souls of the internet, you would not believe how happy I am right now. I cannot possibly make you understand because it just felt like completing one of the biggest challenges of my life, and I'm truly happy. And now the trades are locked, and even if they weren't locked, I only need, like, realistically 5 more books anyway, so we're good.
Alright, so what's on the agenda? Well, I figured I would go caving to get more diamonds first of all, because I plan to upgrade to netherite soon, and that's going to require a bunch of diamonds. Secondly, I need firework rockets, and creepers spawn in the dark, so if I come across any creepers, I'm going to take them out, and that'll be 2 birds with 1 stone. Why do I keep on forgetting to pause the game? Why? Where is my mind? I can see the necessity of a creeper farm, but at the same time I also need a sugarcane farm, which isn't really difficult to make. As for the creeper farm, I'm not exactly sure where to start and how to actually design one because I've never built farms before. Okay, you know what? That's actually a pretty good achievement, considering the fact that most of my time was spent looking for structures, looking for bastions, breaking and placing lectern blocks so I get a mending trade. That's really nice. Alright, so I managed to get just over a stack in around about an hour or so, which is actually pretty good. You know, Fortune 3 is a lifesaver. I cannot recommend it enough. It truly is a lifesaver. My favorite part about coming home after a long day with the elytra is that my bridge is kind of a bit of a runway at this point. And, of course, I'm bad at it. I'm bad at flying down a runway, gracefully touching ground. But I think with practice, we can make it. Now then, with that being done, I think it's about time that I said goodbye, gentlemen and ladies. Although this was a short one, at the time of me recording this, it is currently 4 in the morning, and plus, it's not necessarily about who puts the most minutes into YouTube. It's about the tasks we get done, and the willpower we muster to push through the many different challenges we face in life. With that being said, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you around, kind souls of the internet.